The life cycle of a fall armyworm. A fall armyworm is a caterpillar, and that's the immature version of a moth. So once they fed on your lawn, they burrow down into the thatch layer, pupate, and within a couple of weeks, a moth flies out. That moth finds a mate. She produces eggs. She lays those eggs either in your yard or a neighboring area, and then within about a 3 to 4 week time frame, those eggs have hatched after the first hatching, and that's where you get your second generation of armyworms. Armyworms, unfortunately, are not a preventable pest in your lawn, and they do require an extra insecticide application to get them out of your lawn. It is frustrating to have a nice green lawn and suddenly it's turned brown after armyworms attack. But keep in mind, a fertility program such as the one we follow in our Lawn 360 program is very important and does enable your grass to bounce back from stress more quickly than if it weren't cared for. It is possible to see multiple generations of armyworms in the same growing season, and we're seeing that this year. We had an outbreak a few weeks ago, and we're seeing a second hatch now. It is possible to see up to 5 generations or 5 hatches of armyworms in a growing season. That would be an unusual number, but it's not unusual to see the second or third outbreak that we could potentially see this year. So there's videos going around right now of people mixing up soapy water and pouring it on their yard to see if they have armyworms. That is one way to test for armyworms, but be very careful. You could burn your yard if you have too much soap in the water, and actually armyworms are very easy to spot as they usually feed on the top of the grass blades. Many neighborhood associations and HOAs are good to let their residents know that there's armyworm activity in their neighborhood. Do keep in mind you only want to spray when armyworms are active. There's no prevention for armyworms, so there's no sense in spraying your yard if you don't have active armyworms. So a question we get sometimes is, should you guys be spraying my yard or should you be putting out some kind of granular insecticide? And the short answer to that is spray is best. And you want to spray when the armyworms are active. The granular, while very often a granular insecticide offers a longer term control of many pests, that's not the case with armyworms, unfortunately. So if you choose not to treat armyworms, what's going to happen? Is your yard dead? And the short answer is no, your yard's not dead, but the grass is being attacked at a time of year where it's building up carbohydrates for the winter. And if you don't stop that damage and allow your grass to recover, you can have some dead areas next year. So armyworms primarily attack Bermuda grass, and Bermuda grass does have the ability to recover. What's going on with armyworms is they are eating the top layer of growth, the leaf cover off of the grass plant, but the Bermuda grass is rejuvenating itself, regenerating itself from its root system. So it will come back if you can stop the armyworm damage. And also being under a good fertility program is very important to give the grass the nutrients it needs. So armyworms are a big pest in our region during late summer and early fall. One of the big things with armyworms is you don't want to panic. They can do a lot of damage quickly, but they can be stopped. And the good thing is they primarily attack Bermuda grass, so they are attacking a grass that's very good at recovering from a stress.